Hi everyone, on this episode of the Mayor's Corner, we are joined today by the new Chief of Pere Fire Rescue, Brett Jansen. Brett, welcome.
Welcome, thanks for having me.
Hey, you're welcome. You followed a longtime idol as Chief, and that would be Al Matzke. We'll get to that in just a second. First of all, let's hear all about Brett Jansen, who you are and kind of how you rose up and eventually became Chief.
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Pere, on the west side of Pere in town of Lawrence, but I went to school in West Pere. As a young child, I've been involved in the fire service. My grandpa was the fire chief of the town of Lawrence for 29 years. Oh. My dad and my uncles all served on Lawrence Fire Department for 30 plus years. So growing up, I was always around the fire service, always at the events, riding along in the fire trucks, seeing the calls, and it always gave me interest to give back to the community in some way. So I kind of through high school always knew where I wanted to go as a path. Went to my associate's degree in fire protection down in Fox Valley Tech and really solidified that I wanted to be here to serve the community and keep trying to find ways to give back to the community in the best way possible. And I found I could touch a lot of lives by going through EMT Basic and then getting my Paramedic, which I really loved because reaching out and touching and saving lives, you're thousands of people a year. Then it brings into the fire service and fighting fires, and I know it's always destructive, but for firemen, it's kind of the thrill too. I think it's part of our personality that we always like the fire trucks, the responding to these calls, sure, and helping people in times of need. And we try to look at it that way, like this incident's going on, we like doing it, but we're gonna make it better for the people. And that's kind of always driven my career, is always to try to help the people that need us in any way possible. It doesn't matter what you call 911 for, we're there to help you as much as we can or get you avenues to help. So I got hired with the city of Pere in actually 2002 as a paid on call firefighter. I was a paid on call for 4 years before getting hired full-time in 2006, and then throughout my career rose to the ranks of lieutenant, then battalion chief, and now fire chief. So that's kind of my background. I love the fire service, I love what we do, and I love being involved in the community every day. And I think that's one of the big things a lot of people that are involved in the fire service really like, is that community give back.
And like Al, you want to get out there and you want to be visible and
yes,
you want to connect and talk with people.
Correct, and we want the fire department to be a safe place for people, a trusted entity, a respected entity, and knowing that, hey, it doesn't matter who you are, you can stop in at the fire station anytime and we'll show you around the trucks.
And you know, we talk about this a lot. Obviously you react to events, but you're also being involved in preventative measures as well. And that's part of the education process of Pere Fire Rescue, correct?
That is correct. So we do public education year round. So we're going to civics groups, we're going to assisted livings or elderly living complexes. We're also doing station tours year round. Anybody can stop in the station and we'll do fire safety with them. We also do our public education school programs, which run in September and October, where we go to schools from pre-K to 4th grade, and we do fire safety talks with all classes, trying to hit all students to really instill that fire safety at a young age with the kids in Pere, hopefully migrate up into adults and understand fire safety a little more. We also do a lot of public education through Facebook, social media, to try to get that message out there to be safer in the community. A lot of the stuff we do on the business side is we do a lot of fire inspections. So we fire inspect every business in Pere, usually at least once a year, most of them are twice a year. And we try to get out and instill fire safety also in that, plus making sure the businesses are safe, so when occupants come in, they are in a safe place within the city.
And then that gives you knowledge of the businesses, of the schools, you know, how to enter, how to combat.
Correct, and our staff really understand what that building looks like, how to mitigate an incident inside of it really quickly, because they've been there, they know the layout. It also reaches out to those people to allow them to have a face for the fire service. It's just not a fire truck and a name, right? They see faces, they see who's coming to their calls. It's a little better relationship than just, oh, here they are. So
Great, yeah, so community outreach is a very important component of Pere Fire Rescue. Well, getting back to Al Matzke, the previous fire chief, who had been a long-time fire EMS person in this organization, you know, I know firsthand, following icons and those people that left such a great imprint in the organizations, that's difficult. I've also learned too that you just kind of pick up from many different people. and it kind of forms who you are. So how was that, following Chief Matzke, and then how's it going?
Yeah, Chief Matzke's got some really big shoes to fill. I mean, he was a great public icon, very well respected in the community, knew how to reach out and be there for people. So it's some big shoes to fill, and I am promising that I will meet his expectations or exceed them.
Yet still be yourself.
But yet still follow myself and my beliefs. So mentors are always talked about in the fire service, and you always don't rely on one. You have multiple, and you take pieces from each mentor as learning pieces to build yourself up as a leader. So there's things that I followed with Al that allowed me to build myself and make myself stronger. And there's other people that are involved in the fire service that maybe aren't part of our fire department that allow me to build and become a better leader for our citizens, for our organization of De Pere. So
that's great. So people understand there was a national search for the fire chief, and then obviously you won the contest, if you will, and we couldn't be more happy with the outcome. So we're looking forward to the relationship for many years to come. Now, this organization obviously has a number of folks working. You mentioned paid on call. So kind of give a little overview of what the organization looks like in De Pere Fire EMS.
Yeah, so we have 27 line members who are firefighter, paramedic, or firefighter EMT that work a 24-hour schedule. We do cover 365 days a year, holidays, weekends, and nights. So we are always around the clock with 3 shifts that function to make that around the clock coverage for 911. We operate out of 2 stations. We also have 3 administrations. So we have an assistant chief, a fire chief, and an administrative assistant. Each shift is led by a battalion chief assigned to A, B, and C shift of those 3 shifts.
Okay.
To help offset that staffing, we do also have a paid on premise program, originally as a paid on call, but now they're paid on premise where they come in Monday through Friday, 7 to 4:30. We do extend it to weekends. When a member can't come during the week, we allow them to come on weekends. They help with that additional staffing that we need mainly during the daytime, but we are seeing extending into the nighttime hours too. So we always extended them if they can come at night. We are allowing it if they can't make daytimes because we are getting busier around the clock. So those paid on premise, they come in, they train with us,
Yep.
They respond with us, they are part of the staff when they are here. So,
and they could eventually be full-time. I mean, we're always looking for people,
absolutely.
Correct? Including now.
We are always looking for people. The applicant search has been getting harder and harder through the years. So the paid on premise program really helps us evaluate and teach these younger members on to the full-time, what it's like, and then helps us mold them into what we're looking for out of De Pere Fire Rescue employees full-time. So a lot of the time our paid on premise are getting hired up through the ranks from paid on premise to full-time, and then we refill the paid on premise. As we apply for full-time, we're seeing shortages, less people applying. This is a good avenue to help build them into those positions.
So if anyone's watching this and you are interested, please connect with the City of De Pere and the Chief. We have a pretty decent relationship with the surrounding communities. Can you explain how that works and the program or system that we have in place? Maybe explain a little bit about this relationship with communities.
So De Pere Fire Rescue has always been open and wanting to work with the surrounding communities around us. So about 11 years ago, we started what's called the Fox River Fire District. And what that does is it allows on automatic calls for structure fires or houses that are on fire, it brings in departments from around us, an engine from Lawrence, an engine from Ledgeview, one from Morrison, one from Green Bay, on that automatic call to give us the staffing we need to qualify for the NFPA standards of within 9 minutes having 19 on scene.
Okay.
Our staffing on a regular basis wouldn't allow for that, so we reached out to our partners and entered this Fox River Fire District agreement. Now, the same goes as if they get a fire, we come to them.
Sure.
It's all of us collaborating and working together. So our EMS service, we run 2 full-time frontline ALS ambulances for the City of De Pere, but we also contract EMS with the town of Ledgeview and the town of Lawrence. So what that means is whenever there's an EMS call in those jurisdictions, our ambulances are paid to respond, and at that contracted rate, they're getting the same rate as our citizens since they contract with us, and we respond for their EMS. So
Great.
It's a continued project of always working together, working with the townships around us, and really showing that De Pere is willing to work with anybody if you guys want to work with us. So.
That is great. Now, we mentioned EMS a lot. So, you know, fire has changed over the years. Originally it was De Pere Fire Department, obviously. Eventually it kind of morphed into De Pere Fire EMS. So our personnel are trained. All of them, do they work toward it, or how does this work?
All of them. So right now, we've always kind of hired EMT or paramedic. EMT is like the basis of EMS, and then paramedic is quite a few more hours to get to, but you're allowed to do a lot more out in the field. Paramedics basically operate as miniature doctors out in the field, providing a higher level of service. So over the years, since 2016, we've been requiring paramedic only to get hired into Pere. So we have mainly paramedics into Pere. Initially, they started off in the 70s of everybody was an EMT. Okay. And then when paramedics start going to school, the Pere Fire Rescue starts sending people to school, or their members starting becoming paramedics, to where we're at today, where we are requiring paramedic. Now, looking to the future, we're seeing a lot less paramedics apply, a lot more EMTs apply, where we might have to look at going back to sending people to school to get good qualified firefighters for the city of Pere. But that's long-range planning. So we're always looking at that, and we're looking at how can we provide the best service for our citizens, for our community, but also looking at the big picture of the operation of the city itself. So.
And good. And I say this a lot when I go talk to organizations, that people have to realize the talent level we have and the training that we have of our personnel, particularly in fire EMS, and the quality of service that they receive. So that's why I bring that up, because that is very, very important. We can shift a little bit now. So we have vehicles. Probably, you know, capital purchases are the biggest thing that we have, and these things are not cheap. So, for example, you know, one of the fire trucks we just got recently, over $1 million, correct?
Yeah. The price of fire apparatus has been going up and up and up at percentages they haven't seen in years. So every time we purchase a vehicle, the price gets a little higher. So it's really important for us to really look at the longevity, the outcome, how we're using these vehicles, what's the best way to efficiently respond with these vehicles to keep the life out of them, because they are doubling. It seems like they're doubling every 5 to 10 years in price. Our ladder truck we just purchased was well over $1 million, so we want that to last a good long time. Fire trucks are nearing that $1 million now. The last fire truck, to kind of put it in perspective, in 2017, that one was right around $600,000. Now the new one that we just got in 2024 was right around close to $1 million. Wow. So we've seen a huge increase in pricing. Along with apparatus, we're always looking at how can we feasibly add to our fleet to better serve our community. So we had one boat in the city of Pere.
So what did we add to the fleet?
So what we added to the fleet is we were able to get a boat from California, from surplus, from the Coast Guard. We went out and got it ourselves.
At a cost of?
Free. The cost was to go out and get it.
And go get it, yeah.
So fuel to go get it, we brought it back, and then we got a lot of grants. We went out and got a lot of solicited some funds from communities, and we're able to start restoration on this boat. So now this new boat is fully restored. It's got new motors, new pontoons, a lot of it provided through either city budget or grants or donations. A lot of our staff, we have very, very talented staff, as you said before. Probably the best staff I could ever get.
Absolutely.
And they come from a lot of background with metalwork and different things, so we had staff that could actually restore this boat. So we utilized them. They got it within a year, got this thing up and running to what it is today. It's a beautiful boat that sits down on the river. The cool thing about bringing in a new boat, it allowed us to take our old boat and our new boat and actually put them on the river during the summer season. So spring through fall, the boats are actually on the river. One's on a dock on the north end of the dam, and one's right in the water by James Street on the south end. So if we get a call that's in the water for a stranded boat or somebody needs rescue,
which you do,
we can respond directly to the boat and get it going operationally, and we don't have to try to back it in the water, put it in the water. It's ready to go right away, and it's really saved us response time.
And so residents understand it's a response vehicle, both of them, not an enforcement tool.
Correct.
So we want to make sure we understand that, but it's a very valuable response tool.
That is correct. So we're not out there enforcing any laws, regulations. This is a rescue boat. Both of them are for rescue. to help boat fires, boat tip overs, people skiing, people injured. They're going out there to help people.
Great.
Is what they're for.
Great. To add to that a little bit, as far as enhancing Deep Pure Fire EMS, a new ambassador came on board a couple years ago by the name of Stanley, the therapy dog. Can you talk a little about Stanley and his role in the organization?
So Stanley, he is the icon of Deep Pure Fire Rescue now. Whenever anybody comes to the fire department, they're always asking where's Stanley.
Absolutely.
When fire chiefs, firefighters walk in a room at a pub event or a council meeting, they always ask, where's Stanley? Stanley has become, like I said, the icon of Deep Pure Fire Rescue, which is a good thing. Stanley was originally brought on board as a therapy dog to help with firefighters in need and the mental awareness that we need to start bringing to the fire service to help members deal with some of the tragic events we see on a daily basis. And he's there to comfort. He's trained to comfort, so he's trained to actually sense when people are in need, and he'll actually go up to them, sit next to them, nuzzle with them. And that has brought a lot of happiness to our department. They love having him there. They love him running around. And when he has to go to work,
well, the whole organization.
Yes. So it hasn't just benefited the fire department. It actually has benefited the whole city of De Pere. Every department loves to see him. He brings a little happiness every time he goes into someone's cubicle or into a department office. And I love to see that, because that's what he should be there for, is to bring happiness and joy and take away the stressful situations that we deal with all the time. It doesn't matter if it's the fire department, it could be the police department, it could be city hall, it could be HR. Everything's stressful at times, and when you can bring an animal like that and to see smiles and see want a pet, I think that's the key of this all with him.
That's great. Super, super addition. Well, anything else you want to add as we come to a close?
No, I'm just excited for the city of De Pere and the future that we have, and always looking at future planning. When we look at stations, we look at responses, we look at response times. How can we better serve the citizens of De Pere? That's our main goal, and doing it professional and excellent service every day we show up. So
that's great. Well, obviously the council made the right decision. We all made the right decision. We're excited for the future and what the future brings for not just the city of De Pere and Deep Pure Fire Rescue, but for all the residents. So congratulations on behalf of the Common Council, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck, Chief. Thanks for being on the Mayor's Corner.
Thank you very much for having me.